we got Zion Williamson is beginning to scare everyone. I'm wishing nothing but the best for Zion, man. I know he said it sucks. It sucks for us too. We just want to watch you play, man.
This man has been out for 11 weeks, and when he comes back, they'll have 3 games. Skip, he's gonna come back and do what?
To me,
and it just got out and eliminated yesterday too. Crazy. By the time I'm recording this.
You're gonna build a winner around Zion. Can you trust him to be your franchise guy? How'd that work with CP3? How'd that work with AD?
It just seems like it's no end in sight.
114 games in 4 years.
He didn't even play half the season.
They keep getting setback after setback after, is this it, setback?
I would actually consider trading him this offseason, to be honest with you.
What are you going to get in return? I haven't seen this guy healthy for
crazy, acting like Embiid. Oh yeah, Embiid missed like the first 2 years of his NBA career. He got drafted in 2014 and made his debut in 2016. Whoop-de-doo! Look at him now! MVP!
Time to move on, right? Now, is it New York? Is it Chicago? Is it Boston? Is it LA?
Can we really count on this guy?
Yup.
Can we?
When he's on the court, you can.
I give up.
What is going on with the best NBA prospect since perhaps LeBron James? We were having that debate when Zion was drafted, and after he was drafted, he is proven to be nothing short of what we can possibly consider the #1 most confusing young prospect in the game of basketball. And the decision on what the Pelicans should do with Zion is right now easily the most important and impactful decision that can be made in the entire league. When he is on the court, Zion Williamson is nothing short of a young superstar. But the problem is, how often is he on the court? And so that means the question must be asked. Due to the Pelicans' success without Zion, due to the fact that they have a young star in Brandon Ingram, should the Pelicans cut early and trade Zion before a potential injury/financial disaster?
I mean, you gave him a max contract. You just gonna send him off like that?
The benefits of a gigantic trade package.
They did that like to Odell, the Giants did. They gave him a max contract and traded him.
Injury-plagued star and hope he is able to fight through this and realize his ridiculous potential. What's up, guys? Mike here, and today we're looking at what is happening with Zion Williamson, because at his absolute best, Zion is a megastar. And he is also a player that has proven that despite his injuries, well, his on-court production can only be described as historic. In his first 2 seasons, Zion averaged a combined 25.7 points, 7
Man, block Westbrook, bro, doesn't count.
Game, while he also shot a casual 60% from the field. Taking a look at every single player that has averaged at least 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists per game in their first 2 combined seasons in the league, we have just 4 names: Elgin Baylor, Oscar Robertson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the first name in 50 seasons, Zion Williamson. Zion's name is really on this list, which means he has to be worth taking the risk, right? But what about what NBA history tells us? We're going to get into that because there are cases that are very, very similar to Zion's that have already played out throughout recent NBA history, and some of them have...
Here's any highlights from this season.
But guys, before we continue, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video,
Is that gum on his mic?
Channel, DraftKings. The opposite end of Zion. We also have to consider the opposite end of Zion Williamson.
No one's jumping with them?
Because
I would have jumped. I would have got the block too.
Where the Pelicans were playing the Phoenix Suns, and as you could see, after a dominant performance, Zion rubbed it in.
It's over.
Oh, y'all remember this?
No. Get it done.
Yes.
Spin and the reverse.
And no one went up to Zion. They all went up to the bench in Alvarado, bro. They all went up to Alvarado, and not the dude that did a 360 dunk with the game already over. What did he do?
The 360 to close it out. The Phoenix Suns felt it was totally unnecessary.
And after this game, the New Orleans Pelicans were in first place. They also proceeded on December 11th to beat the Suns again as Zion backed up everything with a 35.8 rebound performance. Only after that game on December 11th, the Pelicans would proceed to lose 4 straight games. Zion would miss the next 3, play in just 4 more, lose the last 2 of those games, and since then, Zion has not played since January January 2nd. His New Year's resolution was to play one NBA game. Nailed it. He's been out since. We also cannot forget the New York Knicks.
Why you doing like that, Mike?
But remember what Mark Spears tweeted out after the NBA draft lottery. Zion Williamson was quickly whisked out of the room after Pelicans were announced the winner of the draft lottery. Source said the former Duke star was rooting to go to New York. If Zion didn't also show up last year 300 pounds and then spent the entire season in Oregon, somehow unable to contact anyone, I feel like this off-court stuff has to be kept in mind when you add in the injuries, especially because all was forgiven due to the fact that Zion came back and was playing incredible basketball. But now again, he isn't. As an overall player in the games he did play in year 4, Zion was still playing at a historic pace. His averages of 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists per game in year 4 have only been done by 7 other players throughout league history, and every name on this list is a giant one. It does have to be kept in mind though that Zion is not currently in the top 20 in the league in win shares per 48 minutes, a stat that we can use even with his injuries, and also his box score plus minus, another stat we can use, would rank him just 16th in the league in front of Domantas Sabonis. The point I'm trying to make is not that Zion is not an elite player. What I'm trying to say is that in year 4, he's no longer, at least in these categories, on that transcendent superstar type.
Basically, this is his 3rd year. He missed the full season last year. So he's in his 3rd season, basically.
Meanwhile, the Pelicans core has certainly proven itself to be one of the most competitive teams in the NBA when
Cornet Cassie like Jordan
or not. They certainly have been hanging in there. This season, the Pelicans have played in 77 games and are 39-38 in an intensely competitive Western
Not the playoffs now. Now that I'm recording.
Playing in just 29 games and Brandon Ingram playing in just 40. Remember, back on December 8th, it was the New Orleans Pelicans who, for the first time since 2008, were the #1 team in the entire Western Conference. 2008. Again, though, that really raises the question, is the talent they currently have enough if they choose to build around Brandon Ingram and move Zion? Because they certainly will get a big-time package back in return. Or at the end of the day, is it best for the Pelicans to take that ultimate chance and bet on a potential Hall of Fame talent? It is here where we can actually look at NBA history and find pieces from a lot of similar situations to really get a solid opinion on what we think the Pelicans should do. Because right here we do have 4 examples of what I'll call contract destruction. 4 contracts that were eventually going to ruin teams.
Remember Andrew Bynum? AB, Andrew Bynum got traded to 76ers in that Dwight Howard deal when he won a championship with the Lakers?
In Andrew Bynum, Grant Hill, Amari Stoudemire, and John Wall. 3 of these teams traded away the contracts before it was too late. Bradley Beal suffered the fate of John Wall's contract. It also has to be noted that Amari did force his way to New York, but all 4 of these cases are great overall case examples of what a giant contract can do.
I think Amari Stoudemire was a free agent. I thought he was a free agent.
His career ends up getting heavily affected by injuries. On the other side, though, we do have 4 times recently that teams have waited, and then it paid off to
Curry. I know they waited for Curry. They got him in a bargain deal, though. That dude was on like a little boy contract when he won his first MVP. So it was just a matter of time for him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, at the end of the day, not every single team can win the title, but after betting on Joel Embiid's injuries, the 76ers have been in the running year in and year out, and choosing Embiid has definitely been a better choice than choosing Ben. Steph Curry had a lot of ankle injuries early on, and Monte Ellis could have been the decision to go with. Back in 2010, Monte Ellis averaged 25.5 points per game at the age of 20.
Mike Chris, they don't know who Monte Ellis is. These little deadly bops don't know who Monte Ellis is. He's born in 2010, 2010s, 20-teens, 2020s. They don't know who Monte Ellis is. They don't know.
The Warriors, luckily,
that man played a lot of minutes too. He led the league in minutes probably like 3 years in a row. He averaged 40 minutes a game.
On their superstar. The Pelicans are in the nice predicament of what to do right now with Zion because of their incredibly quick and efficient rebuild due to their choice to wait through Anthony Davis's injuries at the time. And the Clippers had the Lob City era with Blake Griffin. They may have left something on the table, but overall, these 4 teams definitely do not regret their decisions. As for the destructive contracts, well, it needs to be kept in mind right now. Zion Williamson is the Pelicans salary cap if they keep him. He is on the final season of
Michael, he's a lot of dope. I ain't gonna know use about
of his rookie deal. Next year, his 5-year max.
Brown choosing to come back to the Grizzlies, man.
$93 million kicks in. This is the moment to do something. If the Pelicans were to move Zion right now, they would get an incredible trade package back. It is known throughout the league that teams are willing to take the risk on Zion. But if the injuries continue to pile up, even one more year of this, we have seen that switch flip very quickly, and suddenly nobody wants to take that risk. It has certainly happened. Melo's years on the Knicks were underwhelming with playoff success, due in large part to the fact that Amari Stoudemire completely fell off. As a 27-year-old in 2010, the year before he joined the Knicks, Amari played in all 82 games and averaged 23.1 points and 8.9 rebounds a game, and was named to the All-NBA second team. Despite this, due to injury concerns, the Knicks could not get Amari contract insured, something that is extremely rare, which meant it was no surprise, unfortunately, when after Amari played in 78 games in 2011 and was again second team All-NBA, he would get hurt, play in 47 games in 2012, just 29 in 2013, and by the age of 31 was averaging just 11.9 points per game and was certainly not the wingman that Melo thought he was going to be. The Lakers moved Andrew Bynum to the Sixers after Bynum played 50 or more games.
You know his nickname was Stat. Stoudemire nickname was Stat. Standing tall and talented.
2009 and 2012, was an all-star in 2012, and was also a pivotal piece of the Lakers' 2009 and 2010 titles. For the Sixers, he never played a single game due to injury, and thus the process was born. Grant Hill here is a very underrated one. Remember, Grant Hill would attempt to team up with a star in Tracy McGrady, and T-Mac would miss out on a lot of his competitive years because Grant Hill—
Oh yeah, I thought he teamed up with T-Mac on the Raptors. I mean, on the Raptors. I'm like, what? Grant Hill's on the Raptors? Dang, he got bounced around.
Unfortunately, played in just 57 games in his first 4 full years with—
And Tim Duncan was supposed to be on that team. They said Tim Duncan was about to sign there until Pop did something and made him sign back.
The Magic. This happened between the ages of 28 and 31 for Grant Hill, his prime, which meant the Orlando Magic were stuck with this contract. However, the Detroit Pistons got Ben Wallace back when they traded away Grant Hill right before these big injuries, and the Detroit Pistons ended up winning the title in 2004. But if they had kept—
We showed the mouths at the Palace.
That might never happen. Actually,
he showed the mouths at the Palace clip.
So if the Pelicans made the decision right now to move Zion, we'd start seeing packages that would be very interesting getting thrown at them. And so I cannot wait to see what the Pelicans do. My final verdict would be keep Zion. I would roll the dice if I was New Orleans. I would bet that what Zion can bring you, the heights as a team you can reach with Zion as your star player. But man, these injury concerns really are big concerns. And so there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching.
They got a team though, so you can wait.
If you are new to the channel,
I get it, ain't had no team, then they had to trade them, but they got a team.
Like today's video. It would be awesome if you subscribed and
They just missed the playoffs though, so I don't know.
Never missed another video. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. As always, have an awesome day and cue that music. If you're still